Your homework tonight is split into two parts. The first four questions have diagrams similar to the ones seen here on the screen, where two of the values are going to be given to you, and they're going to be asking for a third. So in this situation, we're given the central angle is 85, which means this arc right here is 85 degrees, and we're also told that it's 20 inches. So we're given the arc measure and the arc length, and they're asking us for the circumference of the circle. And so we're going to do this by setting up proportions. And we're going to say if 85 degrees of the circle, so we'll put the degrees on top, corresponds to 20 inches, then 360 degrees of the circle would correspond with how many inches? And that would be the entire circumference. The entire 360 degrees would be all the way around. I know that 85 degrees of the circle gives me 20 inches, but what about the whole circle? That would be the circumference. And so from here, all we need to do is cross multiply, and we have 85x equals 360 times 20, which is 7,200, and then simply divide by 85. So x equals 84.7 inches. So the circumference here would be 84.7 inches. Just remember, you're reading this like 85 degrees of the circle is this much, so therefore the whole circle would be how much? Now some of your problems are going to give you the circumference, and your job would be to then find, for example, the arc length. And so any one of these values can be your x. You just have to know the other three. The two word problems at the end, 13 and 14, are very similar to the unicycle problem that we worked on in class. Just remember that for every revolution, the circle travels the circumference. So for example, in this problem, we found that the circumference was 84.7. And so if you told me that this circle rotated, let's say 5.5 times, then I know that every time it rotates, it travels 84.7 inches. So I would simply multiply 84.7 times how many times it rotated, and that would give me the distance traveled. And you can work that out on a calculator. 84.7 times 5.5 comes out to be 465.9 inches.